So following the trail, this is looking back down to the Slocum Monument. It kind of forks in the road here to the Tarheel Trail. Anybody from North Carolina area knows all about the Tar Heels. Several meanings. It said this 1/3 mile loop meanders through pine woods with a few hints of Revolutionary War scenery. Time of this battle, this was a very different forest. Towering longleaf pines dominated, tapped for resin and pungent for tar, rendering longleaf forests supported Carolina's shipbuilding economy. That's pretty neat. Walk the trail, look for evidence of that era, including some longleaf pines and remnants of historic tar kiln. Ghost of an industry in a battlefield landscape. Kind of shows them building ships there. Yeah, the longleaf pine is very important, always has been, to North Carolina for paper products and obviously the logging industry. If anybody's watched the movie, or rather the show Swamp Loggers, that's filmed up the road probably 80 or 90 miles from here. So here it says trees for the Navy. In those parts there was a great plenty of timber for building ships and also to produce pitch, tar, and rosin. At the time of the Patriot battles, leaders were trying to make their fortunes from the area's vast tracts of longleaf pines. Tall trunks became ships en masse, pine rosin waterproofed, ringed, and sealed boat hulls. Local wilderness became a key player in the 18th century and internal economy. Tensions over the British trade made trade restrictions and price controls on Navy stores fueled conflicts between colonists and Crown. So even back then, everybody's arguing about money. It says barrels of pine tar at the dock of Brunswick, North Carolina in the late 1800s. So going along the Tar Heel Trail, it says backwater highways. Nearby Moore's Creek not only figured into the battle, but was critical for naval stores and economy, surrounded by pine forests that generated tar and turpentine. With few passable roads to get heavy barrels to the market, the colonists used intricate webs of tidal creeks and rivers to reach the port of Wilmington and to the world. Moore's Creek and connecting waterways were the interstate highways of the 18th century and helped make the Carolina coast the world capital of shipbuilding products. The dark tanning stained waters of Moore's Creek are only a few hundred yards downslope from this site. You can see them floating trees down the Cape Fear River. It says the river by which he sends down all the lumber, tar, and pitch as it rises every tide, sufficiently high to bear all the weight. This is done on what is called rafts. There's the raft. God, this is amazing. This is called the Barge B near the mouth of the Moore's Creek in 1890. Flat-bottom barges were ideal for transporting heavy casks of tar and turpentine down these shallow waterways. So this was the capital of shipbuilding in the 18th century. And you can still see the remnants of large, very large, loblolly pines still here. So we're almost done with the Tar Heel Trail. Following the path, it talks about how to cut down these trees. They call it boxing the pines. It says, to box a pine, the worker removes a strip of bark using a scraper or a hatchet, resin with the seat from the tree, and follow into the box, which was then emptied 7 or 8 times a year. Eventually the tree became fuel and tar kiln. Remains of the historic tar kiln are visible farther along the trail. The myth at the time, the myth at the time of the American Revolution, this was untouched wilderness. The reality, these forests showed signs of thriving industry that supported international fleets of sailing ships. This is a sample box pine partially stripped to drain resin for turpentine. In colonial times, for many years after, box pines were a common sight here and throughout the coastal forest. In a relatively pristine woods, people are still discovering boxed pines from the area. So here is one. You can kind of see at the bottom, I guess where it's cut out there. Yeah, and there's, I guess that's live oak. Something that looks like it would make you itch. It's pretty neat. So we hope you enjoyed our tour of the Tar Heel Trail. There's, I think, one more sign to see. And when you're walking this way, you're definitely can tell you're walking back to the visitor center. This trail's only 0.3 miles. And this is one of the roads back there where you enter into the main entrance. One last thing, it says tar kiln. This quiet mound of earth gives no inkling of the smoldering, pungent operation that occurred within. Here, colonial workers extracted tar for pine logs, to waterproof ropes, rigging, and to coat and caulk ships' hulls. Because of tar, kindling could be used only once. Thousands of them scattered throughout the coastal forests. People who live and play in these modern woods have no idea of the mounds of historic function. What they're talking about is this right here. You can see that's kind of the edge. This hump right here. Said this tar kiln is preserved as a reminder of when longleaf pine forests made 1800th century North Carolina a world leader in the production of naval stores, tar, pitch, and rosin. Workers first built a round platform where they stacked and fired tar-rich cores of longleaf pines. Heated release of tar, which drained into barrels, and interior construction was intricate. The kiln had to be built precisely, or gases would build up and cause an explosion. Packed earth formed the exterior of the kiln. And you can kind of see, there's the hole, probably the vent, and then loading it up to carts with horses, and then it coming out right there. That's amazing. I'm not sure who is having more fun, me making this video or you watching it. So you can kind of see it goes from there all the way to about right there. There's the mound right there. And let's go walk over there. You can see it. Sorry about the leaf crunching. You can almost see an indentation in the grass still. Right there. The ghosts of an industry. The change in forest says it all. Longleaf pines are now rare in this area, although the naval stores industry thrived throughout well into the 19th century. As it was doomed as soon as the first ironclad ships were put to sea, pine tar from longleaf pines were no longer needed to treat ships' hulls. Faster-growing loblolly pines fed the burgeoning pulp and the lumber industries and began to dominate the coastal forests. Along this trail you may notice several stands of young longleaf pine seedlings. The National Park Service is planting them to provide a window on the colonial economy and to more accurately depict the battlefield landscape. Gradually the forest will begin to resemble the scene where the Patriots labored and fought. So that's what the longleaf pine seedlings look like. And that's what the old ships used to look like. This is the Steelhold USS Trenton in 1878. And there's the beautiful red, white, and blue as you enter the park into the parking lot. And then the trail kind of just wraps around and dumps back into the parking lot here.